Yeah, you know who it is. It's Brother B and I'm picking up DJ Soca Halik. I'm the baddest thing out. And me says so. Brother B says so. DJ Soca Halik. Are you got clear? Anytime, anywhere. Show me the word.
Travis, the leader of Carrickstone crew. That was really going out to you. When you know you thief the man money. Shouldn't have bring the rules in for my seat. This and your sister say you take a chance. Should have buy back the shots and underpants. Although you pay me to hush my mouth. Win all of them panty to go out. This year is more fire. With lightning, brimstone and thunder. The police arrest us, don't say nothing. Cause the jail is for human beings. This year is more fire. With lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing. Cause the jail is for human beings. Travis, you must stop that boy. Don't touch people thing, boy. Don't do it, boy. I want you. Dreadful girl, you really make a shame. But you say it's not you to blame. After you stay down in farm tree, you still come home with a belly. You know you raise your mother pressure and send your father in a coma. You say he's mad, oh, cookie wrong. He what was the hole in the condom. This year is more fire. We lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing. Cause the jail is for human beings. This year is more fire. We lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing. Cause the jail is for human beings. Education is the key to success, girl. What you go to school to study? Don't put that on your account, girl. You're too young for that. Hey.
This is where I take the opportunity to say a pleasant good morning, good evening, sorry, to each and every one of you guys. How are you doing this afternoon?
People shame. What big man you really laps. The girl in St. John, you kill you with claps. Don't see how you forcing. When you pin and nothing to come in. Shame to know your name, they on my list. I hear the claps, turn to see Phyllis. This year is more fire.
This is where we take the opportunity to say good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
It's for human being.
I hope each and every one of you guys are doing fine this afternoon, man.
If the police arrest us, don't say nothing.
Today being December the 1st, 2025.
Be careful, boy.
Indeed, another wonderful one, alright?
Hi. Hey, my boy, is my friend still?
Yeah, this is my return. I'm back. I was gone for just about a week. Enjoyed New York a bit. Yeah.
You must really use your head. Every night shot girl being in bed. She can't even bed properly. When she bed, she still.
We are now into the Christmas vibes. Are you feeling it?
But only fight.
I'm not.
You know that the paper sap, yes, you go hard, but it's not the right thing to use for bad. This year is more fire. With lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing.
So we get ready to take the music down a little bit and we get ready to start our conversation. I know many of you guys will dig into the parang music because guess what? It is the season for that. And so I know many of you guys will get a little bit jiggy when you hear things or hear music like this, all right? So we get down into information, a little bit of information I want to share this evening, especially to the persons or the young persons on the western side of the island. We want you to be a part of our upcoming the job fair. So the St. Mark's, St. Patrick's, and the St. John's NMP team and TAS Recruiting Agency presents Cruise Ship Job Fair. The launch your career at sea or in the energy sector. Join the Career Awareness and Training Expo with experts from TAS Recruiting and Manning Agency. Yes, it will be on the 3rd, December 3rd, so you know that is Wednesday. That will be at the St. Mark's Secondary School starting from 2 p.m., all right? So we're inviting each and every one of you guys to come on out and be a part of this one, yeah? Put up the mic a little bit so you hear me properly, all right? So be a part of this one. We on the program here today want to start by extending a congratulations to Dr. Friday on the victory last Friday or last Thursday at the polls in which they had a resounding victory of 14-1. And it is our sister party, and the yellow people got excited because of color conduct. Yeah. So we saw they get excited and yellow is the code, until we started posting that, hey, this is our opposition, or at the time opposition brother and sisters, who has now, yes, gotten into the position of governance. And today, the elections out there in St. Lucia is presently happening. It should be completed by now, yes. It's already 6, yes. So it should be completed by now, and so we want to ensure that each and every one of you guys do have all the information that later on, by the end of the evening, St. Lucia would either have a new government, or the dear brother out there, our sister brethren, who came and celebrated our anniversary with us, whether or not he would now sit in the position as the Prime Minister. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, I want to start on a conversation of what I would consider be misleading. That's why I want to start it, and nobody ain't going to tell me anything different. Yes, I want to start it this way this evening because persons need to understand that there are things that are done genuinely. There are times someone would say something and do something genuinely. And so there are other times when your intention is simply to put your name on a map to look good. So on Sunday, or on Saturday, or was it Sunday? Saturday evening, yes? Saturday evening. On the AJ Williams page, a post was made. And the post reads as follows. Southside, your tank is finally completed. In the south, a tank rose where doubts once stood. For too long, families paid $150 a truck, which is a lie, pray for rain and carried water like a weight on their shoulders. When others shouted impossible, this administration listened and replied, we'll try. Where critics saw obstacles, we saw people. Where they saw failure, I saw opportunity. Get the contradiction in the conversation? We and I. This government believes in dignity, clean water, safe homes, strong roads, and respect for each other's Grenadians' worth. Not just promises, but proof. Because progress meaning nothing if people still struggle for the basics. When you are solved with dignity, progress becomes unstoppable. And when progress starts in the south side, it can reach every side. The doubt, the rise, but we delivered the tank. Now, I made a post basically on that specific conversation because I believe we have gone to the stage where there are information that is misleading. Now, I posted, see, when persons like Andy Williams, and I specifically called him out, post information in the attempt to mislead Grenadians, it really causes me to make posts like this. For those of you who didn't see the post I'm reading. Stop with the political games once and for all. We are not saying it isn't a great contribution or a continued initiative, but let us know the truth and render to Caesar what is Caesar. The project dates back, or the similar project dates back to 2017 and approved in 2019. Awesome that the South will benefit because of issues faced there, but stop the cheap politics to look good. Backfire like this will come. Water Tanks Initiative is an ongoing initiative. I ended by saying, stop, I say, at the end of this conversation. Plus, the UNICEF did not assist just Grenada. Because that's the project that approved that specific initiative. And I went on to post what the United Kingdom, through the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, provided $350 million to build economic structures in the Caribbean. The United Kingdom Caribbean Infrastructure Funds, which is the UKCIF, provided grants funding for infrastructure projects in 8 Caribbean countries eligible for overseas development assistance. And 1 UK overseas territory, CDB, is the implementing partner for the funds. The program will encourage growth in these countries and support improvement or improved livelihoods, poverty reduction, and safer conditions for citizens. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, first let's see the iron while hot, because this tank is not the first of its kind, and government of the past, which is the past administration, did the very same project with the same very sad results and did not boast and bash anybody else. If I have proof, yes, I do. So let me play my proof.
The first water storage tank with a capacity of 360,000 gallons is now operational at Tufton Hall in the parish of St. Mark. Constructed under the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada GCRUISE project, this tank will enhance the National Water and Sewage Authority NOWASA's service to 1,500 households within the parish of St. Mark and nearby communities in the parish of St. John. This momentous occasion is heartwarming as many reflect on a process that started almost 10 years ago. Brainstorming, strategic planning, and concept submission for the GCRUISE project started around 2017, with stakeholders analyzing the state of the country's water supply system. Climate change impacts on the water sector, including increased precipitation, leading to flooding, infrastructure damage, coupled with the occasional drought-like conditions, were among the many challenges facing the water supply system. The approximate Eastern Caribbean $130 million or US $45 million project, approved by the board of the Green Climate Fund, started in November 2019. The 6-year project, funded by the Green Climate Fund, GCF, the German government and the government of Grenada, aims at building resilience within the water sector in Grenada using a holistic approach. Officially launched on 25th February 2020 at the Grenada Trade Center Annex in the presence of government officials, representatives of civil society, the business community, and members of the general public, this adaptation project is being implemented by the Grenada Development Bank, NOWASA, the government of Grenada, and the German Development Corporation, GIZ. The welcomed commencement of the project was shortly thereafter challenged by the COVID pandemic in 2020 and 2021, resulting in a slight change in its usual business modus operandi to that of virtual engagements. Following the return of the country to normal business operations, the project quickly picked up pace, achieving several milestones across its 5 components. Specifically, for enhancing the water infrastructure and overall system, Component 3, numerous months of visits to potential tank sites, engaging landowners, designing the tank systems, procuring tanks and pipeline materials, all materialized on the 19th of September 2023 with the official turning of the sword to signal the construction of the tanks and pipe laying works. Exactly 15 months later, the first water storage tank in Tufton Hall, St. Mark was commissioned, a major tangible accomplishment for the G-Cruise project and by extension the people of the state of Grenada. Approximately 25 million euros is being expended towards enhancing the water infrastructure system under the project. Chairman of NOASA's Board of Directors, Mr. Philip Alexander, in recognizing the financial and technical contributions made towards the project, described the end result as a transformative approach to water management.
And listeners, it's a lengthy listen, and so I don't want to bore you in listening the entire thing. But ladies and gentlemen, you got the insight as it relates to the information that I even posted. Many persons made so many noise about, how it take long. You heard the process. So ladies and gentlemen, the project is not a two-day project. The initiative did not start today. And all what I'm saying, when circumstances like this arise, stop boasting yourself. So to make those derogative statements of when others did not see and when others did not do, is a lie. It is a lie. Stop making people believe that you are the henchmen to many of this country's achievements. And that is where you would get me to backfire. This is where, get me to stand up. Because I've seen too much of it. Stop making the people believe that those processes are today. You go to a place, you get a grant, and you dig a place, and you say, okay, let's develop. So when many of them saying, government come and just 2 years, they built it or it was built. It didn't just happen 2 years ago. The negotiation and grant and fundings, as you heard it said, speaking to landowners and finding a proper place for it, those things are important to development. So when you hear they come with their information, as I tell you guys, I don't argue. I find my information and I post them. I make them most relevant to every Grenadian. Because I see it as misleading. I see them as misleading. Yes? So, if you post honestly, if you post honestly, and you say to the Grenadian people, let us be honest. We are at that stage, and we have gotten to that stage because the past administration, even if you don't want to call the name, you could say the GDP and other entities. Hence the reason why when Dr. Modest spoke about the bridge in St. Mark's, many persons thought, she claiming the bridge. Let me tell you something. If all you want, all your hard work to be done, and then your children go and mash it up, claiming it's theirs, that is all your business. NNP has gone past this stage. Because you see, they have now gone into or evolutionalized photographing everything. And NNP, and I fail them for that. Because nowadays, when something happens, and those things come up, we see that we are able to pull the pictures. We're able to get the documents. We're able to post those things. But nowadays, they're posting every little thing. Every little thing. They go on a site, they post, they go by a toilet, a wash thing, or they call it now, they posting. And NNP, a lot of us did not do that. But still, in the archives, when we search our phones today, we're realizing that we're finding documents, and we're finding pictures, and we're finding videos. And now when they come up with it, and we counteract, they ball in, oh, all you was there, but all you didn't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, if I am going to tell you the amount of things accomplished by the NNP, when we give them the ever so often we give them a little try. Give them a little try in 1990 to 1995, and when we took over in 95, we had to do so much. In terms of bringing back the country, they never had a big project. As I tell people up to today, you ever hear we beat with chest about the parliamentary building? If anybody knows the true history about the parliamentary building as it stands now, it was negotiated and the process and so on would have started under the NDC 2008. That's the honesty. That's the truth. But do we beat our chest? Do you hear us beating our chest and talk about, oh, the parliament building, even when we were in office? We opened it officially, we congratulated, and we moved on. This person's intention is to wipe out a legacy and a history of work that they did not do. And that annoys me. That annoys me, because at the end of the day, the people needs to know the truth. Like unemployment at this stage. A boastful 7.5, the history in Grenada. You know, they punks on their own history. Google it. Typing in any Google system right now, as wherever you're sitting, typing unemployment rate in Grenada. The unemployment rate in Grenada is approximately 11.1 as of the third quarter in 2023, according to the Central Statistics. More recent reports, late 2025, suggest, hear that, suggest a 7.5 to specific survey, not detailed. Let me read that again. More recent reports from late 2025 suggest a historical low of 7.5 to a specific survey. Data was not detailed. Notes came from the No Grenada. You hear that? So as it relates to the information that is given, there was no detail from it. In 2020, a surge of 2.84% occurred during the COVID-19 period, as detailed in the report from the Ministry of Finance. So we weren't scared in 2020 to say, this is where we went. The most recent official data that the Central Statistics Office reported an unemployment rate of 11.1 for the third quarter. And that was of 2023. The historical context, the rate significantly higher in 2020, reaching 28.4, due to COVID-19, according to the Ministry of Finance. That was in 2020. I'm giving you a comparison report here. Recent claims. In November 2025, yeah, that, you know, listen to it. Listen to what I'm saying to you. And this is official, because as I said to you, go on the websites and look. Go and look for yourself. In November 2025, a government minister claimed the rate had hit a historical low of 7.5. But the source for the data was not specific in the No Grenada article. Tell all of these people misleading, and they're misleading bad. So the last statistics report we have from the Central Strategic Office, where data is confirmed there, we had a rate in 2023 of 11.1. So we have our sources. We could tell you where we got it in 2023. In there was a surge in 2020 by both the Statistics Office and the Minister for Finance here in Grenada of 28.4%. But however, a government minister, his ministerial role is foreign affairs. Foreign affairs minister claimed such. Gender disparity. The same 2025 reporting noted that while the male unemployment rate is 5.97%, by the third quarter, the female rate was significantly higher of 18.9, indicating a persistent gender gap, as detailed by the International Labour Organization. So there is information that I'm giving to you and reading to you from 2020, 2023, and I'm giving you the sources. So 2023 report came from the Central Statistics Office, right? The 2020-25 report, as it relates to what was presented at the third quarter of 2023, it came from the International Labour Organization. But surprising, there is a history being made in Grenada, but absolutely no statistical office in the world has that information and documentation. There is no credible source that can specify what, where, how is the rate of employment in Grenada 7.5%. Misleading and misinformative is this administration. So I can give you the International Labour Organization, I can give you the Central Statistics Office information, but only in November 2025, a government minister can claim that the rate had hit his low of 7.5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while I'm in the program, because I don't want all you saying, oh, Prince, put that for yourself, right? I am hitting dive deeper into AI mode. So I'm diving into more of the searches. Now listen to this. The most recent official data, Grenada Central Statistics Office, placed unemployment at 10.8 for the second quarter, April to June of 2025. So ladies and gentlemen, listen this. Listen this. The Statistics Office gave its most recent update at the end of June 2025. It was 10.5. September, October, November, the government brought it down as claimed to 7.5. For the third quarter of 2023, the rate was 11.1. Right? So from 20, let's do the maths. The third quarter of 2023, the third quarter of 2023, the rate was 11.1. Let's do the maths together. It was at 11.1 based on what the Statistics Office brought us to. That was the percentage at the end of 2023, third quarter. In 2025, at the end of June 2025, the Statistics Office say it is at 10.8%. So you took watch me. I tell all you, I don't just sometimes just get overwhelmed at this stage that I didn't eat my parents' money. Honestly, I just get overwhelmed, I just get glad in my chest that I did not eat my parents' money. So in June, the third quarter, everybody know when it's the third quarter of everybody know when it's the third quarter, right? Of a month, of a year, sorry. So the third quarter, we're doing by 4. So the end of December 2023, this government had the country's unemployment rate at 11.1. When they check it back, so 2004 pass, 2005. So let's say the second quarter, because this is the second quarter, so you're saying at least a year and 6 months thereafter, this administration could have gotten the unemployment rate down from 11.1 to 10.8, which is just a mega 0 point something or 1 point something mathematically. Yeah? So mathematically, because I'm going on my phone, I don't write like them. Let me calculate it. Let me go. Because I tell you they just come for me, so I want to come for them mathematically. So we are 11.1, right, percent. If you minus 10.8% from that, you're getting 0.1 0.099012. Mathematically, look at the subtraction here. Look at it here. So 11, if you take away 10.08 from 11.1%, you're getting 0.0. You see 0? Like $100 you get it. But miraculously, this administration is claiming that within 3 months, they took it from 10.8 in 3 months, and they would have brought it to 7.5, which is, ladies and gentlemen, still 0.999. And maybe if you do that calculatively, then you would realize, and the maths fellas might understand that more than me, I ain't so mathematically inclined. But if you could have brought it within a year and a half or a year and more, that you could not have brought it down from a meager amount, you would do it in 3 months. So let's be honest with ourselves. From June 2025 to November started, because he made the statement very early or mid thereabout of the month. The 20th, to be specific. Let me look here. Yes. So he made the statement. So we're saying from June, we have July, August, September, October, November, thereabout. Right? So within a 5-month period, on the 20th of November, the statement was made by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. That's the only claim. The only claim. You tell him in 5 months what you couldn't have done in a year and something, you do it in 5 months. All the people be stupid. Recent data of the quarter 2nd of 2025. The official unemployment rate 10.8. A low figure of 7.5 was mentioned by the Foreign Affairs Minister. Google had given me that. AI, that's all you like. Look at what they're saying here. A low figure of 7.5 was mentioned by the Foreign Minister, but they has not been officially confirmed by the CSO. Previous data, that is what of 2023, that's what I gave you earlier on. Right? The previous information that I gave you earlier on. Unemployment on youths, right? Informal economy. Approximately 30% of total employment is estimated to be in informal economy. Yes, which limits effectiveness of formal social protection system like national insurance scheme. Ladies and gentlemen, I was getting to that because I want you all to understand what is informal economy. Yes, tell all you this is the classroom. I'm not free to teach all you, because I just have to learn for myself in order to come and tell all you what it means, right? When you ask what is informal economy, informal economy is a sector of economy that is not taxed or monitored by government and is not covered by formal arrangements. So ladies and gentlemen, let's hit the integrity of things now. Even if government is boasting of a low unemployment rate, it is not affected or it is not felt by government through people. So when we talk about this people and them, we're talking construction workers. Yeah? We're talking about the man that doing landscaping. Come and cut your yard. You pay no NIS. Huh? The people by the side of the road that are frying their chicken and chips or whatever, they don't pay no NIS. The vendors in the market, those persons are doing what we call informal economy. Yeah? Find out what causes an informal economy. Yeah, go and get it for you. Go and get it. Let me tell you, let me walk you into what causes informal economy. The informal economy is caused by combining of factors, including economic hardship, starting with that, unemployment, poverty, and low wages, regulatory barriers, high taxes, complex regulation and corruption, and institutional weakness, poor governance, lack of education, and inadequate infrastructure. People and businesses operate informally to avoid taxes and regulation, while also providing a safety net for those unable to find a formal employment. I ain't afraid them. I tell them, come to me, come to me, come to me with intelligence. Because I doesn't just listen. And while war, 7.5, yeah, by people real walking. People walking through whom? By what means? What is government's input in that effectiveness? What is government major projects that are happening? What has been government's recruitment within the last 2 or 3 years to cause people to work within the sectors, within government? Government has nothing to do if people are working. Before, when you talk about there is the Monkuma project going on, there is the Silver River project going on, there is work taking place there, and it's all government entities. They are formal entities. So government can say we are thriving into that. The Imani projects and the persons who are involving in taxes, they're paying their NIS, they're paying their liquor thing, they're paying their tuition wherever they have to. So when you pass nowadays and you see everybody roasting corn, everybody frying chicken, everybody barbecuing, that is informal economy. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the effectiveness of lack of governance and lack of education. It's there. All you there and all you listen to these people and them and all you washing all your mouth and then all you talking, all you putting all you till between. I ain't afraid of them. So I could go and get the information and I could tell any one of them, even if you come and talk that shit in me ears, I could defend what I'm saying. The statistics report says so. Informal economy, approximately 30% of totally employed estimated to be informal economy. Informal economy, which limits the effectiveness of formal social project protection systems like NIS. So a lot of people whom government might be labeling as employed, they're doing their own little pankwai, as we don't say. Even travel caused individuals to give to NIS, which was a protective system. So when they don't pay NIS and there is conversations as it relates to, and I'm investigating that a little more, that there are some of them, even within government entities, they don't pay NIS for them. So maternity leave, sick days, and apply to a lot of all you young people. Don't be tricked. Don't be tricked. Get your pay slip. Look and see if your NIS is being paid. Look and see. Because they want to operate in an informal economic system where you work and they give you a little thing as if you're working for tanks. I ain't afraid of them. Tell all you read. Afraid to stand up against them. Unemployment and unemployment and lack of formal job opportunity drives people to seek income through informal means. Poverty, informal activities can provide vital, yes, precautious source of income and a safety net for those in poverty. Demands of low cost of living, of course, good cost. Consumers often turn to informal sectors for cheaper goods and services that are inadequately provided by formal economy. So when you hear a boast, and even if it's a lie, go and read, go and understand. 30%. Even when it was rated 11.1, 30% of the people in Grenada bend their backs and own their goddamn money. And government doing nothing for them. Farmer walk around and he sell his thing. Hard. For you see, I remember working in a particular hotel industry, or a particular hotel, and at times the head chef had to send back fellas and tell them, no, don't come today. They were leaving places like Conference, and they coming on with a truckload and would have been able to sell to a hotel. Now there's the same people. Their products are being spoiled They can't go nowhere with it. Nobody wants it. Because sometimes by the time they pick it and they get a driver in the next 2 days, the product looking scallop, and then they still have to pay that the driver or whoever. Prime Minister Tony say you put them what? 40, 60 feet containers with what? With fridge. And you just forget too fast. And this NNP and them, they bantering with people, and you have information there for you to go and beat them on. You have information there for them. Stop bantering with them. The information is there. The statistical report. If you don't understand a word, go and Google it. Find out what it means. I ain't the brightest boy in the room, but guess what? You ain't out in my lamp. Because I don't have a wick. Call the thing turned inside the lamp. They say the wick, I ain't a wick. There's a mass and you have to break the bottle for me to out. And if you break the bottle, more gas, more fire. Or the kerosene or whatever it is that keeps me flowing. We ought to reach to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, where we understand that this information that are being given out are misleading. Deal with the budget later on down in the week. Deal with it. I ain't waiting for the political leader to even rebut. Because what I hear there today is tatane, certain numbers. We have seen these numbers before. We have heard about them. Remember one of the very first budgets, Brother Lacret, sorry I'm calling your name. Brother Lacret come and give a big number. Budget before, time he was the Minister of Health. By the time the next budget sitting, our then political leader could have said, look, $25 million. You budgeted how much missing? Nothing to use. So we're used to this. Ladies and gentlemen, stop with this viewing on social media. Take these people to task. Walk around. Ask people questions. Find out. See, they post a house. They hand over a key for a person. Yeah, so what? So what? One of the African countries I was reading recently, I think the Prime Minister, whoever, of that country, whoever, gave a certain amount to build a bridge. He had his own business, build the bridge. It collapsed within days. So we see the things happening that they claim. We've seen whatever it is that they want us to see. But go to the nitty-gritty of it. Find out more. Read, research, ask. Ladies and gentlemen, a project process is a lengthy process, especially major projects. There are processes, there are conversation, there is negotiation, there are grants, there are finance that you must go through. Must go through. It's not waking up today and say, what we want to build a bridge day and what we will take that money and build a bridge. No. And you see, Grenadians have gotten so used to seeing it happen. Never understood the process of how it happened. Virtual meetings, letters, fax, wire transfers, drafting and drawing, technical persons looking at. It's happening today. I remember even the Dr. Mitchell when he mentioned about the oil and gas conversation. I said, let's give Grenada, even if there's a 10 years process, 15 years. I don't guess it's no conversation that you should, yeah, in a small country like Grenada. Waste of time. Anybody want to jump up on a, yeah. Anybody want to jump up about yeah, about oil and gas doesn't understand the process. In a country like Grenada, in the Caribbean, being so closely knitted to islands, can know yeah. There's processes. So when you see a project happen today and you hear about, hey, The same one, the Gwankai conversation, ask them when it was approved. August of 2023. August. You see posting thing now. Go and research it. The UKSF approved this in August of 2023. We're in November of 2025. Lapsing over a year and so. Think about it yourself. When you listen to the clip that I played earlier on, when it was projected to finish? 2026. 2019 approved. But the time span in terms of when it was supposed to complete, because there was a numerous amount to be done. There was Tuftonall, there's Maribo, there's Carriacou, there's Marley in here. Let us read, I don't asking people, think I'm going to look for myself. To be completed by 2026. Lo and behold, COVID and pandemic path. So ladies and gentlemen, be careful. Be careful when these people disseminating information. Be careful. Because I said to you, they are going to paint their own narrative. They're going to say what they want to make them look good. But the truth is there. Let's go find them. Let us go find them. But what they're not telling us, ladies and gentlemen, is what is factual. And you ask, Prince, what is factual? Ask them. Within the past 3 years, how many cases have they lost? Because recently, they would have lost another one. Yeah. They lost another case in recent days. But ladies and gentlemen, are we going to hear about it? No. Would they post it? No. And so, this is the information, ladies and gentlemen, we ought to be aware of. This is the information. So, when you hear them talking and they're attempting to boast, ask them, how many monies, how much millions have they paid since taking office? They always boast in history. In 3 years. In 3 years. Magic. In 3 years. The political administration. And we had to break that down because we can't take it from the time they take office. So we're talking about 2 years and something. Since they took office, they have paid, and not paid, but they have lost 4 matters in which they would have victimized persons. And most of them in excess of thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. Wasteful, all because of lack of knowledge, empathy, sympathy, and on the mindset that we come for them Grenadians, for them NNP and them now. We come for them green people now. So we don't care if they walk in, they don't walk in. We go in for them. Let's think about the allegations. Let us think of the allegations. In recent days, allegations out. Well, I hear in 20,000 one way, 60,000 one way. Money gone. Maybe if the newspaper didn't print it, we would have never known. Maybe, ladies and gentlemen, if it was not posted, we would have never known. But what is the facts behind it? Who is investigating it? I see many of them posting That's a statutory body, man. There's a statutory body. We ain't care. We ain't business. But the fact of the matter is, government plays an integral role in that statutory body. And whether or not we will be getting facts on it, time alone. Time alone, ladies and gentlemen, will tell. But it only goes to show that the intention of this administration is to paint this picture as if them is the best thing after sliced bread. And facts will be facts. Facts will be facts. Now, I wasn't here when the rally took place, but I viewed. And there was a brief analysis that was made public on the 23rd, well, the 24th, as it relates to the rally. And somebody and I was in conversation. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to see that as either diminishing or this is a wake-up call to them, or maybe to us. With the level of PR that we saw weeks before that rally, that every page owned or supported by the National Democratic Congress were out and about. We're talking about their page with over how many thousands of followers, their goons with another 1,000 or more, and others here, there, and about, that spoke about the event, the watch party, the this, the that. I am alarmed. And I am alarmed as to the turnout, one, and I am alarmed as to how much we NNP people didn't take the opportunity to beat on that. But however, one of my dear friends would have posted it on the 26th. Key findings. The attendance was a mere thereabout 3,499 persons. The constituency origin, St. Andrews, where the actual event took place, was 50% of that amount. St. Patrick's, which is closer proximity to the St. Andrews area, was 20%. St. George's, 18%. Now, if I had the information on the blackboard, I would have settled that area for you. The political leader, the Prime Minister's constituency origin, was 7%. The geographic origin of new faces, persons that they were seen around there for the first time. St. George's, 46%. And I'm certain if I was to break that down, that's a majority from the south of the island. Not the other constituencies like St. George's Northwest. Forget that area there. Maybe one bus, they may get there a bus and a half. The tongue of St. George, again minimal, south of the island, and then you have St. George's south east, right? So even if you break down the south, the St. George's amount, you will get a higher amount. That 46% is people in the south of the island. St. Patrick's, 10%, new faces. Imagine that, new faces in St. Patrick's are a mega 10%. St. Andrews, where the event actually happened, new faces, 18%. And the Prime Minister's constituency of new faces, the origin, 21%. No. When they were at Busheju, at a bigger area, more vibes, more noise, more. There was a lot of persons as they stated, or as viewed, not a lot of stated. But what I want you to grasp from what I'm speaking about is understanding that this is a political organization in office. This is a Prime Minister's constituency that is in office. 3,449 at the event. Watching, let's give them here and there 2,000 more than that. Or 1,005. NNP. This is me to you. Persons wants a reason to vote for the new national party. And we need to start giving them that ASAP. Looking in the camera, I want all the ministers, all the members to be listening. People need a reason. See what happened in St. David's? With our dear sister Noling Thompson. See what happened? See what happened with our dear sister Amanda Japal? People want a reason. They want to see. They want to hear. They want to know. We need to start getting to get. The NDC is failing in constituencies day by day. The Prime Minister is like a possum at this stage. With Young. Holds everybody on his back. He's carrying everybody. And because he's doing so much, he's failing even in his own constituency. And we need to keep that strategy going. Pong at that. Realizing that these persons are not doing things in their own constituencies. They are failing. Dr. Mitchell in the middle of a political term doing the walkthrough in Monlong. Imagine that. And everybody telling me, oh, he's a prime minister that like people. Hey, papi, show. Are they in politics to have their own politics so long to know that? The word that are coming on the ground is that people ain't seeing them. And nothing is happening. And the reason why they're raising children all about and talking to people through the window and verandas. You ain't in a campaign mood. And then David Andrew stands and say, we had so much work to do, so all you won't see us. I like you say that. It means that they ain't even making time for all you. That's what it means. That you elected them, and because they had a whole office now, with their car, a driver, a ministry vehicle, and a constituency vehicle. Yeah, vehicle. When about them start to walk, they and go to his suite. Yeah, vehicle, they have their very own. They have their ministry own. Eh? Then they have the driver who might be driving one for them, and then they have the constituency own. So I'm glad they're saying they're too busy. NNP, let it be busy. NNP, let it be busy. Let us be busy at work, seeing and hearing from the people what we are not giving to them or we haven't given to them. And ensure that we put it in their minds that, listen to me, re-election, and we giving all you that. When you look into some constituencies, ladies, the Papi show. Middle of a term. Year after or so of a hurricane in a particular area, St. David and St. in Carriacou, you're in 2 elections, backing them losers. And somebody say, all the way Popcorn sing, the party lose. How where Tevin go to? The party lose. Don't put Popcorn in that. Popcorn is not a politician. Popcorn sing, he get him money, he go. Popcorn didn't make a speech for Dr. Mitchell in Grenada or the NNP, or he made a speech for Ralph Gonzalez in St. Vincent. Tevin do it in Jamaica and in St. Vincent. He went and do it. So you could see Luz following the boy. Luz following him. Let me give him lost. Let's cause him to be lost. Luz following him. Going to old people. You had to walk by totally close. Wrong side. Luz following the boy. And we may know even further later on, if the boom swing, said Lucia, then we know for a fact the boy strays into losing ways. So, ladies and gentlemen, we see, we hear, we know. One, they're misleading. They corrupt. Information that it should be publicized. You see they talk about the girl? On the post, no, they on the post Sheldon. Sheldon don't know how much. And they make prints go from the police post and they go post that. Money missing Guave. Money for Woodlands project. Money in NLA. Money in gravel and concrete. They ain't posting that. But we just get it. And the newspaper getting it. And people just get locked up for it. People just lose their work for it. Then we know the facts and the truth about that. I tell people, karma is a bitch. Am I no bitch? Karma, don't blame karma for nothing. Karma has nothing to do with the attributes of what you would have basically planted. Nothing about karma. What you reap. Exactly. You that plant some of them in those areas, you put them there, the big guns. Them the hefe in some areas. Yeah? Some of them they talking now left, right, and center. And when you know what's funny? You know, 5 years ago, these people ain't know nothing about politics. Some of them on radio station talking over so, playing bright, singing song, writing song, a kind of thing. 5 years ago, they ain't know nothing. They ain't no way. Briga, Boldface, Papi Show, they were nowhere. Go back to me since 20, how long. Even as a police, I still posting me like a thing to support an NP. I did wrong here long. Youth parliamentarian, I did this long. And just come. Some of them now, they want their pockets to be filled. So here's the reason why the one on the podcast, when he cussing them, I was glad. Because he there and he fight up and he fight up and he fight up. And he beg and he ting and he what, he drunk, he sober, everything. He spread panty, he wear hand, he put on clung clothes. Some of them coming now from nowhere. And just want to eat the little boy food. Curse them, boy. Don't afraid to curse them. Because there was nowhere wrong. Set of them coming now and them is the biggest thing. See, they coming now and by the time you give them a little post, money missing, that wrong, that do they, that fail. All the way you put them, they can't fit no way. Because 4, 5, 6 years ago, they were never involved in country's development. Some of them are here now just to fool their pockets. They ain't genuine. They ain't genuine. Go back to my history. In the same little podcast that we were youth parliamentarians. We did wrong politics long. We ain't just come. Some of them just come in and they want to beat TV, going and they making live and playing. They could explain things. Dancers behind spoon back. Can't pick up nothing. Just come now and they jump on this merry-go-round. Say to a lot of them, they scared. They want NMP to win, not because they think, but because they know it done. Some of them, even if you NMP win tomorrow, even if they have 60,000 in the bank, 40,000 is for other people. Because they live that kind of life. They live that kind of life, so they might have to owe this one, pay this one. I'm afraid. I ain't afraid them, they ain't afraid me. I really like that. Fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with the bantering. Then what I want all you to get into our school, let's forget the bantering. Bring out facts. So I could read things for you today. Go and do it. Unemployment rate in Grenada. When you go and you Google it, you see something might dive further into AI mode. Go on. Type thing and you will get thing. That's why I do my research. The last time they condemn Dr. Pear's results, they bring out one, no data. Or Mr. Pear could say what he find. They can't say where they get the information from. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to the end of today's broadcasting. It is a pleasure to be back. It is the first day of the month of December, and so I want to start by greeting you guys on a happy holidays. We want to inform the persons also of St. Mark's that the upcoming Christmas event will be held in St. Mark's. It is the annual Christmas party event, a fiesta. We normally call it Christmas fiesta. It will be held this year, and so it's just a matter of time before you guys are given more and more information. Going into the season, I know many of you guys may have your little Christmas tree lighting and other Christmas events. This is where you guys have the opportunity to do a little booking for Santa Claus. I have a contact for Santa Claus. So if you want a Santa at your event, the number on the screen, which is my number, you can reach me on WhatsApp. I have to give you guys I have to include my my straight contact number, which I would give is 536-5175. Yeah, 536-5175. I think that's my straight calling number. My WhatsApp number, however, remains the same. That is 4183702. But my street number, if you want to call me straight, is 536-5175. It will be included in the slide that you see going across the screen. So as I said, if you want a little Santa Claus for your event, call and you make the arrangement and so on, and we get down to business from there. All right, I know there will be a lot of those events, and a lot of our parliamentary representatives, they are already in the process of doing little things to get things for the kids for Christmas. Yes, so parents, get the kids ready. Also, we know school will be closed in a short while. So parents, again, we want to continue to ask of you to play your parental roles in terms of the guidance and protection of those kids. All right. With that being said, do have yourself a wonderful evening. I want to say a pleasant good afternoon to the folks out there in the United States. It was a pleasure meeting with some of you guys, saying hi and hello in some circumstances. And in one case, a good friend that I met in Brooklyn just came up to me, "You're Royalty James." And I'm like, no, wrong person. She, no. And she actually marked my mole on my lip and said, "No, you are Royalty James." So it's definitely a pleasure meeting some of you guys. So God's blessings to each and every one of you guys. We're going to be back here again tomorrow, same time, same place.
If the police arrest us, don't say nothing, cause the jail is for human being. Hey, fireman, this year, Fred me, 2002.
Soccerholic, you know it!
Hey, fire go light them this year, man. Watch me, dog, and big carnival celebration. That's when man Jacob down the woman. You see, we don't kick you there to beat it. So like Jet Li give her some cup and kick. I know if she leave me go regret, because a good woman is very hard to get. And from the time they go in together, I never hear nothing bad about her. This year is more fire, with lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing, cause the jail is for human being. This year is more fire, with lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing, cause the jail is for human being. Fireman, don't treat good woman so boy. Hey, a gift you get, you know, from the Almighty. Fireman, boy, sing. Last year I sing about Chichi Man, his song so hot. This year the whole Chichi Man in back shot. Elbow tell me they must make love to him, because big money pass him. A Chichi Man say pregnant, he feeling sick, so they opening a Chichi Man clinic. But he say he have to go in tongue, he have to go and take a ultrasound. This year is more fire, with lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing, cause the jail is for human being. This year is more fire, with lightning, brimstone and thunder. If the police arrest us, don't say nothing, cause the jail is for human being. Hey, fire, burn them. Chef, we say so. Fred me. Elbow, you have to that and give me boy. You to blame. That policeman, they really want some prime. Drink by a grand bomb on the one time. Yes, he say he kill you without doubt. But you know the woman in town now. You know he end in the hospital. If you hear the policeman ball, you know that thing nearly cause he death. Up to now he can't get back his head. This year is no fire.
You know it's a beat to the big representing for DJ Soccerholic. You run the place, you love the place, DJ Freeman all the time. Boogie and dancing.
This year is more fire, with lightning, brimstone and thunder.